Greetings and welcome to another Diablo 4 video. Today I want to give you an update on my triple Imbuement rogue. I have been leveling a bit more since the last patch dropped, so we get more experience in Nightmare tier dungeons, which is pretty neat. And I have picked up some items, some pretty strong ones, I would say. And I really fine-tuned a lot of the stuff in terms of what affixes to go for. As you can see, we have 249% crit strike damage bonus, which is huge, and over 300% vulnerable damage. I'm curious, where does the overpower damage come from? Well, need to see later. Anyways, these are the most important stats, and then we have some damage against chill, damage versus close, damage with core, damage with imbued, damage with cutthroat, which all helps us, all like base damage, and then it gets multiplied with vulnerable and with crit strike damage. So damage output is great, but in terms of survivability, I'm also trying out to get more dodge chance. So defensive stats you can see here. Most importantly, like dodge chance, for example, I have 18% right now, and also around 7k life. The dodge chance comes mainly from. Actually, I need to see. Like here from the pants that have 8.3 dodge chance. I'm always looking out for pants that have dodge chance and also dodge chance against close enemies. I don't know if these exist, if that's possible, but that's what we got here. And also damage reduction from close enemies and distant enemies. You can see it here, 59% close, 42% distant, all damage reduction 9.9%. So this is very important to survive. Right now I actually have more damage than I need. I need more survivability. I could also go with temerity because I found them, like 2 of them. I'm trying out this dodge chance thing, and yeah, this so far is pretty okay. Works out well. And I also have here printed the close quarters combat key passive. If that's active with both bonuses, I get another 5% dodge chance whenever I'm hit by close enemies. As well as I thought I had another, like there was another imprint I had for a time that gives me dodge chance, and then if I dodge, it gives me dodge chance against I think it's assimilation aspect, gives me dodge chance against enemies that have a dot on them, like a damage over time, like poison, and if I dodge, I restore energy. Anyways, that's like the plan I'm going with here, like on the defense side and the offense side. And let's go a little bit over the gear. Stacking here poison imbuement and some cooldown reduction and also defense skill. I'm just gonna glance over it. You can pause it and look at it in your own time. Found penitent griefs over and over, and these were the best so far. I have the Edge Masters on the 2-hand, which gives me a lot of plus damage. I have the Flurry aspect on the amulet. Haven't found a better Flurry aspect yet, like I need to find a perfect one still. I actually have this amulet for a long time now. And then I switched to swords. So the last time we spoke, or I showed you something, I actually was using daggers, the unique daggers, but I switched to swords since I found these over 800 item power swords that had very, very good stats. The only thing I would roll off if I could would be damage to poison enemies, but it still helps us in some cases. The huge thing is critical strike damage and also vulnerable damage on both of these beauties. And dexterity is also a lot of damage. So we almost have 1000 dex, which gives us also a lot of touch. Alright, combo points still specialization, and then skill tree is still the same, so I'm just going to glance over it. I think there's just some minor differences. Still going with puncture, sturdy siphoning, flurry with improved flurry, weapon mastery, agile, which gives us more dodge chance, exploit, malice, precision imbuement for more crit chance, and then here I changed things up. So I now shifted my focus to Poison Imbuement being the main damage dealer. I feel like more points in Shadow Imbuement doesn't really do much. I'm not sure how the explosion damage scales, because it says here it's almost 4k and then it's like 4.2k, so that's not much anymore. I don't know if the explosion itself scales with the rest of my gear. It's not really, doesn't really say so here. So I haven't noticed anything different by reducing the ranks here, and I have Poison Imbuement as my main damage now, as well as opting in some points here where I get less damage from poison enemies, which is nice, especially like, for example, against elites or bosses. A little bit alchemical advantage. I don't think it does much. I probably can do this here. Maybe that feels better. But this is so minor, it doesn't really, like, I don't know, impact a lot. Again, Cold Imbuement with Enhance and Mix. I'm still hate the fact that I have to go through Enhance, because Enhance and Cold Imbuement gets me nothing. This is a wasted point. But Mixed Cold Imbuement is actually cool, because it's 20% more damage to crowd control enemies, which is always the case because of Penitent Greaves. So yeah, not sure about these two. I can skip them and put them somewhere else, I guess. So I don't know. And I got Innovation because I do struggle sometimes with energy, especially against bosses. I mean, I'm not struggling, but I want to keep my energy as high as possible because of Edge Masters. And Puncture actually gives me energy if I damage a crowd control enemy, which is like also always, almost always the case. But yeah, Innovation just helps a little bit, and just to keep it right at 100 after, or get it back at 100 after I use Flurry. Paragon, I changed a little bit up. We have Closer, which is great plus damage. We have on the Cunning Stratagem board, we're just glancing it just to get the glyph. We have Turf. Then on the Eldritch Bounty board, we have Frost Feeder, and get the legendary note here. Then on the, which is this Exploit Weakness board, I thought I changed this. I actually wanted to remove this, but it's okay. Anyways, I got the Combat, which also restores some energy cost, but gives me almost 90% critical strike damage. Haven't maxed this glyph yet, the others are maxed to 21. And then Infusion on this board, and I also want to reach Tricks of the Trade, which gives us another 25% damage boost. So I'm pretty happy with these glyphs right now. I know the Exploit glyph is also very nice, so maybe I can change some things up in here. But for now, I'm pretty happy, actually. Alright, 8 minutes on the clock to just talk about the build. I think that's good enough. And now let's get into some Nightmare Dungeons. Let's do maybe the... Yeah, let's do Champion's Demise. Everybody knows Champion's Demise. Or most everybody. And let's get into some gameplay. Gameplay basically stays the same, of course. You want to use your imbuments like one after another based on the circumstance. It may change what imbuement you use first. For example, against a pack of elites, I like to use cold imbuement first to freeze them, and poison imbuement like for damage. And shadow right now, I mean, shadow is nice. Why are we using 3 imbuments? Because we have the plus to imbued skill damage, like 100% or something. So there's an argument to be made for, oh, just use 1 imbuement and like use other skills. And I actually toyed around with that a little bit, but I just like it this way, and it's so far doing great. Like, since I changed it up for more vulnerable damage, got the swords for more crit damage, I'm doing like a lot of damage. Let's turn on the damage numbers for you to see. So the only thing, like, I'm getting still like some spiky damages sometimes, which concerns me. So that's why I probably will switch to Temerity. Because dodge is nice, but it doesn't seem to be great. Like, I don't know. Because if I don't dodge, I still get a spike damage sometimes, and temerity gives me a huge amount of barrier, like almost all the time. Which can soften the blow by a lot. Also, like this aspect here on the ring, which is the lucky hit, poison imbued skills have a chance to create a toxic pool, blah blah, yeah. You know the one. This is a flag spot. I actually toyed around with some other stuff. Not sure yet. I think this one would be good or is good against bosses. Like for example on Uber Lilith, I definitely want to have that. I can imagine to spam poison imbuement and stack poison damage. So this is not an Uber Lilith build. I think for Uber Lilith I have to change around a little bit of stuff. But I will get to that when I'm level 100, so stay tuned for that. We'll inform you how it goes. Because so far I haven't seen any triple Imbuement Flurry rogue out there. Maybe Imbuement is bad, I don't know. We're just chilling here, approaching. I can use like Shadow Step for initiating, but since I only have one charge of Shadow Step, I like to reserve that for getting out of crowd control. So I could also put the Shadow Step. See, I'm quite controlled here. I'm getting out. I could use the Shadow Step legendary aspect. It gives me one more charge, but I cannot use it on. Oh, what's happening? Huh? Sorry, I was using potions, but nothing happened. I need to concentrate a bit, I guess. Sorry about that. Shadow Step, legendary aspect, exactly. So I could use that on the amulet because I cannot use it on the boots because my boots are kind of freeze, right? So I could use it on the amulet and then would use the Flurry aspect on like the ring or something. But I don't know, an amulet is just like such a waste because amulets are 50% stronger, like aspects and amulets, so I want the Flurry aspect or something else there. As the Shadow Step aspect doesn't really benefit that much from it. I don't care about my Shadow Step damage, I just want the utility, so. But maybe, I mean, sometimes it's the CC is just too much, like. I hope they fix it and put at least some diminishing returns in it because they are like wind wall and like 2 frozen cold enchanted enemies, then you get CC chained so much. But other than that, it's pretty tanky build with no problems whatsoever. Again, like you can see sometimes, I don't know what it is with champions demise, like they get powered up, the ranged ones, and they just hit me for like a ton of damage. So there's like an argument for temerity, but I don't know, the stats on temerity itself is so bad, just not super useful, just feels bad, you know. But I guess eventually I will cave and use temerity. Good news is, this works without temerity, so I heard people saying, oh, I don't have temerity, so I'm not gonna play my rogue anymore, or something like that. I haven't found temerity, and like, well, you don't need it. Like, yeah, maybe for some other builds, I'm not sure, but I'm pretty tanky. I don't really have problems. I'm only dying to like chain CC, but like, who isn't? If you cannot do anything, temerity won't help either. Ah, and also don't make it me start up on monster death effects. Like, so annoying and not really like it's not a challenge, it's just annoying. Like, okay, I need to wait. I killed the monster, but now I need to wait for 3 or 4 seconds until I can loot. And if I didn't wait, then I will die. Great. And it's an insta kill. So yeah, there's definitely room for improvement for the build. I feel like most of the items I have, it's really hard to get an upgrade because they have to roll like pretty perfect and the right affixes. But that's just like the core problem of itemization, I guess, here. Then again, I mean, get an upgrade in Diablo 2 can like take a long time. I don't know, I don't like going like through all these items. That's why I pick up less and less now. But yeah, here you go. We're going to upgrade combat soon, also on 21, which is nice. And yeah, that's the uh, current status and current build of the triple Imbuement rogue. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Good luck, have fun, and goodbye.